So you've stayed over another night in Alderwin Market, and in the morning, I assume the plan is to leave for Tarathian.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, and we're taking the carriage, and we're taking
freshly
2
repaired
horses.
carriage and our 2 horses.
Okay. So the country south of Alderwin Market is pretty much cereals, and even though it's early, there are lots of people out with scythes and like haystacks, and a mile or two out of town, you pass a small village.
You cut out there, Dougal. You cut out, I think.
Oh, he's back now, though.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I know. I just missed a sentence. It might have been important.
Yep, true.
Might have been you.
Yeah.
So just south from here, half an hour out of town, you see this large wagon loaded with hay bales, pulled by 2 oxen, and there are 4 men mounted on it, and they've got spears and scythes, and they kind of scowl a bit as you draw near, and then they pull off the path to let you pass.
They sensed we were nobility, didn't they?
Yeah, I look pretty noble.
Well, I must be up front.
Do you spit at them as you go past, or?
Sorry, did you say they had spears and scythes? What did you say?
Yeah.
And a cart.
Loaded with hay.
You're just going to rob them for their hay
And
cart.
they've just got this large cart with them people.
You want to rob them, Neil?
No, just think of the little suspect.
It's probably at least 20 coppers worth of hay there.
So Dash is up front, you're saying, and Bannofix just leans out the window and goes, do you want to rob them?
I'll just lean back and close the slat from the outside.
Yeah, just okay, cool.
Okay, they kind of like they look a bit alarmed. They look ready for a fight, and you trundle past. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, this road is full of ruts and holes. And
on the way past, we'll go, hey, and then we'll keep going.
Try and lunge out the window at him.
So about mid-morning, you reach
lunge out the window.
About mid-morning, you reach the town of Hamdaran, which is probably a good few hundred people. Looks pretty busy. There's pretty much everyone in the town seems to be reaping the harvest. And late morning, you reach the Drunken Pony Inn and Stables. It's a bit early, but you know it's a pretty good place for lunch. And there are almost a dozen tired-looking peasants outside on benches, eating and talking. So what are you doing? You gonna stop, or?
The Drunken Pony, we've been here before, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, you've been on this road before. You've come up this way.
Probably best to stop for a meal, water the horses a bit, and
cool.
Then set off.
Cool, let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
there's 2 horses, eh?
So you do that, and there are 2 horses, and south from the Drunken Pony Inn and Stables, it gets quieter. So you reach Escarbridge. There's a guy with a cart pulled by a pony, apparently loaded with faggots, and he kind of like nods, and like.
No, we don't have time to stop, Bannofix. Look,
slowly veers around you, and so you go through the forest, and it's well into the afternoon by the time you reach the town of Escarbridge. Now, from memory, Escarbridge is probably a couple of hours off. It's mid-afternoon or maybe late afternoon by the time you get to Escarbridge, and you know there's somewhere big to stay here, the River Inn and Stables.
And what about, is it the same guy who guards the bridge? Remember the
sorry?
The payoff?
I think we have problems every time we cross the bridge. It's always some asshole.
Yeah, he taxes us.
Oh
so-
yeah, yeah. There's also what do you call it? There's a toll bridge. You know, there's a toll bridge.
He had a whole person.
Oh, look. I don't think there's anything you can do about this. In this world, bridges is where the assholes collect. So let's go meet our fate.
Okay,
Let's rob him.
so you go over the bridge. There are a couple of soldiers on the bridge, and they want their toll. You're so incredibly rich now that you can easily afford it. It probably won't stop Dash from whinging a bit.
No, I'm gonna pay
Um,
pay the money. I'm gonna pay up.
Gonna like him.
okay,
Pay up.
they kind of look quite respectful now that you've got such you've got your fancy robes and you all look so rich. You're covered in jewels. Even Scruffy Bannofix has got this huge ring that just doesn't look right.
Yeah, maybe I should take it off him.
Okay,
It's been
so
tried.
you cross over there. And then you're just going to go to the River Inn and Stables, right?
Yep.
I mean, you could keep going if you want to, but like,
How
you've got
far?
you've got
what's
light and energy
that
to
look
keep going
like?
for another couple of hours, so it's up to you.
How far are we from Tarathian? Half a day.
Yeah. Could be more.
Might as well stay the night here then. And
Okay, so you go to the River Inn and Stables, and you go in, and then there's this boy up by the bar, and he's like writing on something, and then he just looks up and he sees Bannofix, and he goes, and he starts writing.
Starts writing.
He starts writing something.
Who's drawing you?
All right, so it's
I'm just gonna leap off. I'm just gonna leap off the cart and just rush him. Just fucking rush him.
well, I
don't
assume
take
you're
over
going
from Morrow.
You
We're not
what?
here to beat children.
Now, you've been here before. The guy who runs this place seems to know Mary Lay, and the woman. You know that the woman is some kind of magician.
That's right. We've been here before.
Bannofix, as a mouse, went up to their room, and there are two children. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely. Only partially.
Okay, this young boy, Bannofix had a run-in with him before. So as Bannofix comes near, he grabs his stuff and starts trying to run off. What are you going to do, Bannofix?
I'll just leave him to it and then go back on my carriage. I actually don't remember running into boys as a mouse at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Bannofix has
You didn't
offended
spied on
so
them
many
as a
people.
mouse?
You're going to have to be
Oh, it
much
could
more
have been a
specific.
spider.
Yeah.
Could have been a spider.
Right.
Um,
Spider. Okay.
uh,
So yeah, I'll get back in the
So-
wagon.
So it's run by this woman called Cleopatra and this guy called Francis. And as you go up to the bar, you notice some pretty good drawings of people, of customers. Some of the caricatures are not very flattering. And Bannofix is pretty sure he's going to be one of them at some point. And Cleopatra's at the bar and just says, "Welcome back. Did you talk to? Did you manage to find the wizard Lay?" Bannofix just totally blanks her. He just looks totally confused.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah, we did. The one in the tower in Dunskara.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Alderwin Market, but yeah, okay. And so he. This is okay. Good.
We do
And
actually
you're
need some
probably-
help from a wizard, though.
Okay. What do you need?
Old person and see invisibility.
We're hunting down some hag who's been stealing children from villages and towns up north. And whenever we get close to her and try and take her down, she bloody well disappears. Some
We
kind of
heard
magic.
about something that happened on Skara.
Yeah,
involved in that?
exactly. What we're involved in trying to stop her. Yes. So we're while we're coming down this way, and that's one of the reasons we're heading to Tarathian. We need someone that can counter her magic and stop her from getting away, so we can put her down.
Okay. Well, the only one I could suggest would be Maria Lay. So anyway, she gets you a room. She gets you a room for the night, and she you don't get any feeling that she's going to be helpful to you directly.
So was it
She,
who she suggested in? Was she in Alderwin Market? Was that the one that we saw? Who
It
we?
was.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the one who we kind of convinced to help us, but only if we can lure the hag down there, which seems difficult unless we steal a couple of children ourselves and bait her.
Yeah, like, how are we gonna? That was my question. How are we actually going to lure the hag? Like, she obviously wants us dead, though, right? Because she keeps yelling,
Good
"Get
enough.
the Kalej."
Yeah, well, there is that.
So I could hang my Kalej out in some way, but I don't know. Short of like getting some aerial riding, I mean, how do I let it be known when
that's
I'm here?
that was more. That was more the Medine.
Yeah, but they were with them, right?
The Medine were definitely after Bannofix.
Yeah,
but
but they were
They
with
might
the
have
hag.
just teamed up because of their shared hatred of you.
Well, that's the thing. If Bannofix puts up his
Mind you,
flag, like if Bag of Dicks comes out for signing autographs or something like this, there's going to be a lot of people from a lot of different places that come to give him a hiding. So it's going to be, you know, I don't know how we're going to get word to one group that we'd like them to arrive.
You're literally fending them off with a stick.
Yes, you know what I mean. I mean, a good way to clear the decks, I guess.
But we could put you in some stocks there and just see who shows up.
That doesn't seem like a very good plan. Like I'm not against the plan, but I don't know. But okay, so let's just
Well,
give
it's
it
the
a
best one we
moment's
have
thought.
for now.
Yeah, but I feel
We'll
like
just
you're
put
not
that
going
in our back pocket.
I don't feel like you're going to think more outside of that box. It's going to be within the
No, I'm quite chuffed.
Bannofix in a stocks box. So let's actually think about some other alternatives about how you might lure the hag to wherever we want to lure the hag. How's she been tracking us so far? Like, has she been? And how? Because we've been sort of hunting her, right?
Possibly scrying. I wonder if
It's
she
the other way
scries
around.
us.
Was
You're
that
not going to do another one of your mind maps, are you?
Well, it's more being the other way around, and so she's
I wish somebody would.
she's basically been trying to get out the way so she can do her thing, which seems to involve kidnapping children. And the musicians have been trying to chase her and disrupt
So we
her.
might have to Pied Piper all the children from the north.
And you been kind of like following them more than anything else. And
How's your mass charm?
You can't think of any reason to think that she's been actually trying to chase you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Although that last
so anyway,
encounter where they came for us.
Maynard just says, Maynard just looks in concentration and he says, and then he says, Oh, yeah, so I got a message from Gavin. He said, Gavin here, got to Dunscar and no use yet. How far did you get? And I just told him where we are.
That we just decided not to follow him. So, well, that mage is useless to us. The one in the tower.
That's how I felt about it.
The arrogant son.
Does not care about the children of this realm at all.
Yeah, that'll be the message we tell everybody. She doesn't care.
Yeah, let's go tell the Duke.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna go tell the Duke.
you would rather charm them and pie them, did you say? That's what did you say?
Charm them and pie them. That's so weird.
This is something like that, he said.
Okay, so you stay overnight. It's completely uneventful. There's a bit of music. There are loads of people staying there, but you stay overnight. You don't have any problems.
Wouldn't this be a level up party for two of the?
Yes.
I believe Bannofix
Oh.
gets access to 4th level spells, and one of them looks real cunty.
Well, I do get access to 4th level spells, and which one?
Yeah, okay.
There's some kind of like
Oh, yeah,
sphere
and
of water
Maynard.
that's some kind of hold person thing where you just trap creatures or something.
No,
It's
if you're gonna hold person, don't suggest it. Let him come to it himself.
No, a whole person won't be going into my bag, but
Maynard, Maynard will have to wait till he's here in person before he levels up. But Bannofix, sure. Okay, so Bannofix.
Hey, does anyone have that turn order thing on Roll20 that just you don't seem to be able to get rid of? How do you get rid of that box?
what box?
Do you have a... There's this little turn order black box that's appeared in Roll20, and it just...
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh yeah.
There aren't currently any tokens on this page.
Right
Yeah.
click it.
Or maybe it goes away when a token gets on the map, but
I definitely want to try it when we are in combat.
I like the
It's
idea of turn
frustrating
order,
me.
visible turn order though.
It might be useful.
All right, can I roll my hit points?
Yeah, so Bannofix, you're taking a level in Druid.
I am taking a level in Druid.
Okay. Okay, so we need a D8. Oh,
Yeah.
Black Cat rolled an 8.
Oh, why would you tell me that?
yeah.
5. Good
Whoa.
and average. Good and average. Yeah.
5.
Gave myself
Respectable.
the opportunity for a high roll. Didn't puss out.
Okay.
Did not
and-
turn into a pussy.
I had a real good time.
Assign a Druid spell up to level 4.
Yeah. Any suggestions on this one?
There's this, what is this new one? I don't know whether it's any good or not yet, but
Watery
it turns
sphere.
out it's a Xanthus. Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, there's also like Summon Elemental or whatever it's called.
Are you doing
There's-
this?
Which one's the new one? Just to make sure
love that.
I've got it.
There's also Conjure Woodland Beings, which might be the greatest druid spell ever across all levels.
Yeah.
Spells from.
And there's Ice Storm.
Could be situational, but with Conjure Woodland Beings, you can summon 8 pixies who only have like 2 hit points each or something, but each pixie can cast Polymorph. So you summon them and they polymorph the party, and then you tell them to run off so they can't be hit.
And if
or
that's
fly off.
And if that's true, oh, okay, yeah, they polymorph us.
Yep.
All right. Because I was thinking polymorphing the hag would be pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, I don't think they have counter spells, sadly. Pretty sure of that, but
summon 8 allies with a 4th level spell that summons 8 allies that have got counter spell.
That'd be cool. Okay.
Sounds reasonable to me.
1 second.
That sounds like a major exploit, that doesn't it?
No.
Yeah, don't necessarily assume that it's going to work as
I think
as
it's
people.
I think it's working as intended.
yeah, 1 a day, sleep, polymorph, fly, entangle, so they can fly us, dispel magic. So if she is just going invisible, they could dispel it, detect thoughts, detect evil and good, dancing
Spell
lights,
magic.
confusion.
So surely you want a 4th level spell, though, eh?
This is a 4th level spell.
well, no,
Hallucinatory
this
terrain,
is what the
one.
pixies can cast.
Yeah, so you can cast a bunch of
Oh, bloody hell.
yeah.
And
I
they
mean
hang
that'd be
around for
fun.
an hour.
That'd be hilarious for you to manage in Black Cat.
Well,
You
Black
just-
Cat laps up that kind of stuff, right? Because it just
yeah, but you have to do 8 pixie turns.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that.
I'm thinking about taking this water sphere
I
anyway.
mean, they
'cause
didn't
I'm
think
sure
that
that's
through, eh? They really didn't think that through.
really
Maybe they did.
Like summoning one would be pretty powerful.
yeah,
Maybe this is like
You know what? If you want to
Oh.
choose one now, then before next session, you could change.
yeah. I like the idea that,
if
you know
wanna,
what?
Like email me the.
I like the idea of sphere of water. It's really funny. I know what most of the other ones do, but sphere of water is really funny. I could just roll around this watery sphere, just lapping up people. Like just get the whole group into one big ball in the middle of the sphere. That's
I
going to
don't
be very
see
funny.
sphere of water.
Watery
Is that
sphere.
what it's called? Sorry.
Watery sphere.
Yeah, it's a Xantar spell, I think, isn't it?
it doesn't sound as tough as the pixies.
No. Oh yeah. Okay. Water
Yes,
is
it does.
sphere. Here we go.
It sounds way tougher than summoning pixies. It doesn't sound as good.
Okay, you
But-
conjure up a sphere of water with a 10-foot radius. What you can see, the sphere can hover in the air, but no more than 10 feet off the ground. Strength saving throw. Ejected. Okay. On a failed save, it's restrained and engulfed. Can you drown? So
Yes.
it doesn't do damage.
It's weird. It doesn't say
It
you
just
can drown.
basically
Yeah.
No, but it restrains.
you bundle people up in a big sphere. Okay, well it seems.
It
Okay,
does, it
so
does
go
mean
for
I have
that
to
one.
concentrate on that, which is I
It
need to
sounds
change
like
my
a
mouse
very
cursor at some point.
Is it not? Is it
Good.
concentration or not?
I believe it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
you'd think it would be, but
Yeah, it is.
Expensive whole person, isn't it?
well, it's
It
not
says it's not.
incapacitated, so it's not. Yeah, restrained. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Creature has disadvantage on dex saves, and its speed becomes 0.
So it's not concentration.
It is.
Is it area of effect?
Yes, you
Yeah.
can fit. Is it 3 or 4 medium-sized creatures in it, or something? Did it say? Or so it's pretty
yeah,
good
4
for crowd
medium
control.
or smaller creatures,
Crowd control.
or 1 large creature. I mean, yeah, if you could create it and then just roll it around the back of
So-
it, you know what I mean? Just picking up.
According to Black Cat, it's not concentration. That's because I've just messed it up. Black Cat might be wrong there. Might have to. So I'll just check that.
We can go with Black Cat if you like, because it'd be easier if it wasn't concentration.
Okay, cool. Okay, so leveled up. So
You know-
Maynard's the only one.
Do you remember when you
levels, so-
joked about how we're going to get the hag down there? We're going to skywrite or something. There is actually a 2nd level druid spell called skywrite.
I didn't really.
Yeah, we should, next time we're up in Dudscar, you should take it, and we should just like do a cloud of a dog
Oh.
shitting or something above
Yeah,
that
and
guy's.
point it straight down to his
Yeah.
doorstep.
Like, this is getting out of hand.
I could do all
Okay,
sorts of
What
shit
was
so
his
with
then
name?
let's-
Just like, this guy's a dick.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, concentration up to a minute.
Shit, I don't have my 2nd level spells
Okay.
aren't that hot. Shit, I might get that.
So
There's quite a few druid spells in Xanthas. It's about like 20 new ones.
Yeah, well, the original set wasn't that great.
Hmm.
I could just every night write a different mock of Dash. Like first night could be Dash is poorly endowed, you know. Just something like that.
can you like when can you change druid spells? Can you just change
Just
them
whenever you
anytime?
rest.
Just whenever.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
spell.
just like
limit.
a cleric. You get access to the whole
Is
lot.
that- You don't want to change any then, no.
No, not at the
Right.
moment. Not at the moment. The next sleep I have, I might. But,
Okay, so
Oh,
10
up to
words.
10 words.
It's
Yeah,
quite a
I was-
yeah, I could actually have quite a conversation with somebody. Well, a little bit one way.
Mate, we should just go up to the bloody Dunscara and just write the wolf is crooked. he's,
Yeah.
he's in bed with the
Propaganda.
Midian. Yeah.
Okay, so from here, the road goes south, and it goes.
Is that making your nose?
Cold. I'm chilling it.
Is it
Yep.
making it even redder?
I mean, I don't know. It could be. It's making it cooler, which is nice.
It takes a couple of hours to get to a town called Hexharan, and from there another couple of hours more to get to Redvale. Probably by there you stop for lunch.
You want to change the map?
From Redvale, it takes another 2 hours, and you get to the outskirts of Tarathian City.
Sweet. What's the time?
Okay, so no one has. Okay, so it's probably early mid-afternoon.
Should we go get
Probably
some more?
mid-afternoon.
You know how much money Bannofix has in his pockets?
No, but I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I don't, but you
I'm
probably
sure
do.
you know down to the last copper piece.
I think Bannofix can pay the accommodation bill.
I don't think I will though. We can get the armor fitted, right? Get that sorted out. Minute one. Plate.
It's the best thing to get underway, just in case it takes a few days.
Yeah.
It will definitely take a few days. It'll take it'll take ages. So
I mean,
Tarathian is a sprawling city, so it's hard to say with the edges, but you're basically entering it now. The huts are getting closer and closer together, and there seems to be some commotion up ahead in the distance. Takes you a few minutes more to get there, by which time most of it has died down, and there are a couple of dozen people surrounding something besides the road, and a mother hustles a child away.
it's going to be a dead
Are
body.
you playing?
Gold piece says it's a dead body.
I won't take that bit.
Okay. We're not disguised or anything, eh?
No.
I am in the cart though, right?
Do we have any reason to be concerned around here? Not really, eh? Just
Maynard and Bannofix are in the cart apparently.
That's a point though. We should get the cart slightly modified and painted while we're waiting for the armor to. If we've got a few days to kill, because I bet this thing has got to be pretty fucking unique.
obvious.
Oh, yeah, pretty obvious.
It's more like a carriage than a cart. It's currently painted black.
Yeah, it looks
It's more like a.
it looks like an
it's
assassin's
like
carriage.
a coach. It's quite
It's painted black, so you reckon we could like pull up next to the
It
body?
looked like it was pretty nice before it got battered a lot.
Right. So nobody would think
There's still
twice
a
if
lot
we
of
just
damage.
like put the body in the back of the hearse and rode off. If that's what
What body?
indeed
So
it is.
there's a man lies unmoving face down in the mud, and some blood seeps out from one side. Are you paying any attention, or just continue on?
Yeah, I think it's probably important for us to find out who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should pull up and tell Bannofix to just keep out of sight. But I'll
Is there any
What kind of-
officials?
who's standing around? Any guards or peasants or anything? Or?
There just seems to be townspeople, and like gradually some of them start drifting off, and then
What's happened here? I'll call out.
there's a fight. There's-
Is he dead?
and this guy says, "Yeah, I don't know, but you've seen him around. Yeah, you go down and check. He's dead." Okay, so he's been stabbed. It looks like he's been stabbed about 3 times, including through the heart, and he's also got slashes on his on one hand.
Defensive wounds. Has anyone called the guards?
And someone says, yeah, one guy went off to call them, and like someone just leans in and says, "Oh, see, this guy's mixed up the Binnel Hill Boys."
Ah,
I reckon he probably got like, it looked like he got jumped.
turf wars.
Um,
How long?
So-
How long ago?
Just a few minutes.
Oh, really?
Which way did they go? Did anyone see?
So like, yeah, there's some other guy ran off that way, and he points off through the houses. But I mean, this trail's like gone. And and one of them says, "I got a guy. Got to look at the guy who did it."
Does it sound like
He
Nightblade?
says,
We're just-
no, it was a fight. They had an argument. There was an argument, and it got. He says, I didn't really hear the whole argument, but it just sounded like they're just getting more and more pissed off, and then this guy pulled a knife out and started stabbing him. I just saw the stabbing, but I didn't really see the rest.
Okay, well, we'll
see
take the description of them. Does it sound like does it match the description of the Nightblade guy that we met at Heroes Palace?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, it sounds was an argument that got out of hand. It doesn't sound like a professional hit.
Does the guy look like
But
he's
a
already
lot
been
of people,
looted?
a lot of people were all telling you their own stories, and some of them might be a bit over imaginative.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's been looted already, or has he still got most of his possessions?
Yeah, he has got a big bag of coins tied to his belt.
Well, that does sound
But
like
there are about 20 people standing around, so no one's taken it so far.
like looking at
You can tell some of them would like to.
I'm going to start like fossicking him and looking him. I'm not going to take the coin purse, but I'm actually going to look in there and I'm going to see what else he's got on him. And I'm not going to like look like I'm hiding it. I'm going
to a couple of gold, but it's mainly silver and copper. He's got probably about 60 coins, so it's not like that valuable.
Yeah,
his clothes. Apart from that, he's just got his normal clothes. He doesn't seem to have any weapon. So,
I'll pat him down and look for
does he have any
parchments
tattoos
or
tattoos on his hands or around his back?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any tattoos. So after about another 15 minutes, this patrol comes up, and he just and from like as they're approaching, the sergeant says, "Oi, what are you doing?" So they come up and they basically they seem a bit hostile to you.
It's not our old mate then. What was that sergeant's name?
No, it's not. You don't recognize this guy.
What was that sergeant's name? I need to look that up.
Bannerman, Jim Bannerman.
Jim Bannerman.
And then and this sergeant says he just says just mind your own business, move on.
It's a very soldier name, Bannerman. Cool. Well, we should probably just move on then, yeah?
Yep.
We don't need to be here any longer. Let's go find
so I thought of what you should do with the Skywright spell. You should write Binnel Hill pussies.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And leave a trail just like down to, I don't know, some random person's house. Okay.
So the buildings are getting bigger now and closer together, and the road is pretty busy. And you pass by this man beside the road. He's just wearing a loincloth and he's moaning to himself, looking up at the sky. He's very skinny. He's got a scruffy beard. He looks pretty filthy, and everyone's just giving him a wide berth. And as you pass by, you just naturally slow down a bit, and he just he looks in at Bannofix, and he just raises his hand in greeting, and after a few seconds pause, this stream of urine starts running down his loincloth and maybe down his legs a bit, and he just smiles at you, Bannofix. And you can see most of his teeth are gone.
That's alarming.
His charisma is even lower than yours, mate.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grip my ear penis as I'm slowly like
Maynard just says, Jesus fuck. Like, hurry up, guys. And he bangs the front.
As we get past, I'll just whisper to Bannofix, another clergy, is it? One of your kind.
Oh, rude.
Well, he was marking his territory.
Yeah, I will have the blunt end
okay,
of the
so
glaive ready to keep
Garrett
him at
Hill
least
is
10 feet away.
Back, you mad fucker. Back.
Blunt end.
Uh,
Clench as well.
yeah, as you move past him, he just starts wandering off, and like people are just keeping well away from him. The guy doesn't. He smells a bit bad. So Garrett Hill is off to the
We
right
met
with the
him
sum of
before, right?
Mansions.
We met that.
You've never seen this guy before. You've never seen this guy before. But Tarathian's a big city. So Garrett Hill is off to the right where the Somerville Mansion is, and you pass the road you took turning off that way. And then you reach a busy square. Off to the left, a wide road runs to the horse market, and beyond that to Binnel Hill. And then, like from across the square, you hear a woman scream, and you catch sight of a man running with a bag across the square, and he's holding, like as he's running, he's holding a mask up to his face, and it looks like he's got a bag. So what are you going to do?
Just gonna thorn whip him out the window.
Yeah, if he comes within 10
He's
feet
too
of me,
far
I'm
away
gonna
to thorn whip.
sentinel him.
Bannofix is in the carriage.
Old person.
Okay, so he's
How far away
he's
is?
probably
Are you sure?
100, 200
How many times have you got to
feet
say it,
away.
Neil, before he fucking listens?
I know.
What did you say? Yeah.
Old
He
person.
said, hold person.
Oh, it'd be too far away for that anyway. I don't know what you're talking about.
Run after him.
I could earthquake.
He's a couple of 100 feet away. So on the carriage, Aragin and Dash are riding at the front of the carriage. So you can act first. And
But isn't it
Bannofix
normal
is
in
currently
Tarathian?
sticking his head out. And Maynard's lying down on the back seat,
Your audio's
trying to get comfortable as the carriage
It's okay. It's
bounces
workable.
around.
It's workable.
I don't find it too bad, but the video's out of sync with it.
Sometimes it goes out of sync.
Yeah. If he looks like he's going to come darting anywhere close to the wagon, I'm going to try and jump down, trip attack him.
It'd be more like you'd have to chase after him, and he is
Yeah,
moving
right.
pretty quickly, but Dash is really fast as well.
Go get
So
him, Dash.
what are you going to do, Dash?
I don't want to chase
Get
him
out!
down.
I'm just gonna push him out of the thing. Get out, man! Go get him! I don't want to go. Fucking get.
So you're just going to let him run off. You're not going to do anything.
Yeah, he's not my
There's
problem.
guards for that stuff, yeah.
I don't want to get my
Okay.
clothes dirty.
This armour is going to need days to stretch out that cod piece, and we need to get onto that.
Okay, so so a few people turn and watch, and then this woman's kind of like screaming, but no one really pays much attention, and so the thief kind of just runs off and out of sight, and so you continue on and you reach the Redvale Gate. There are some guards at the gate, a couple of the guards at the gate, and one of the guards says, one of the guards says, "Oh, right, who are you then?"
My name's Aragin. I'm in town to see Jim Bannerman, and I also need to visit the armourer. Might also visit the horse markets.
And the other guard says, "There's a 5 silver piece charge for coming in."
What, per person?
Are we
No, just
entering this
altogether.
gate?
Yes.
Because when is there a charge on the gate?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Aragin, you're just slightly skeptical about this charge.
Yeah, that's half a gold piece to enter the city.
I'm gonna
I
lean out.
wasn't born. I wasn't born yesterday, mate.
I'm gonna lean out the window and go,
Yes.
"Fucking bullshit." Is what I'm gonna say out the window.
Mm. So
the guy
how
says,
about
well,
how about you give me your names, and then we'll give you the 5 silvers, and then when I get to see Jim Bannerman, we'll come back and see if that's the legitimate charge. Oh, and did I mention we're here to see the Duke as well? We have important communications from the Sheriff of Arbiter.
and the guy at the guard says, oh, you're here to see the Duke.
Well, we're not going to see him
And
personally, but we have communicated to pass on to him. Yes.
Well, we could make it a bit lower.
You can make it nothing.
I think the standard charge would be appropriate.
And then the first guy says, well, like 4 silvers is fine.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Look, I'll tell you what. When we go and see Jim, we're going to have a decent drinking session with the soldiers in one of the inns. Come along, we'll buy you some drinks. But you're not going to fleece us.
It is, yeah, but we're the ones who decide who comes in the gate. And the guy says, look, 4 silvers. Otherwise, like, that's a charge. Otherwise, you'll have to go around. Try one of the other gates.
Well, we do potentially need to go to the castle first anyway.
Yeah.
And he kind of,
Go to the
guy
castle.
leads in and he says, you heard of the Binnel Hill Boys?
We've been to Tarathian before.
Uh-huh. So just pay your 4 silvers, please. I'm sure you can afford it.
I think it's a matter of principle. We'll take another gate.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like get like just an inch off his face and just look like I'm memorizing it. And just be like, yeah, and then we'll
Aragin,
yep.
can you roll me an intimidation check?
Wait,
please?
no. Bannofix is going to assist
That's one we don't
by
use anymore.
rushing out with a box that he can stand on so that he can get up to the dude's face.
Don't give me disadvantage on this, you bastard. That's not how it should have been. I think I'm quite good at intimidation, aren't I? But
You rolled a 3, mate.
I got +4, but yeah, that's just
Your pants fell down.
Again, he just says,
still got my head out. It's because I'm looking up to him. It just I'm at his chin, and it just doesn't work.
he just says, Aragin, eh? How about you get the fuck out of my face? And Aragin doesn't feel like he was very successul there.
I'll just say to Aragin.
What's Aragin going to do now?
Come back, Aragin. We'll kill them later. Come, let's go. And then we'll go to the other gate.
I'll just keep staring at him as we fucking slowly turn around. Just keep looking at him.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'll make a scene of dragging Aragin backwards with like Bannofix, like while he's growling.
Yeah.
What was your name, soldier? Just as we're heading back up the.
And it says, and he says, "Get to fuck." And
that's a fucked up name.
From there, you're going to backtrack to the horse market and go towards the Binnel Hill Gate, Gate, or
might as well try and head in through the castle way and into town. Yeah. Except for the armourers, assuming that it's not like 5 at night or something.
So it's not maybe 5 at night, but it's definitely by the time you go through the horse market and then you go through the hillside. I mean, it's a busy town, and you get to the castle. By now, it might not be 5, but it's pretty, like it's fairly late in the afternoon. It may be 4 or something like that.
So hey, there's no
Um,
one. There's no one around, right? While we're walking up through the horse markets and up to the castle gates. I
there are
just
loads
want.
of people around.
Okay, so we can't have a prep talk about what we're gonna do up at this castle and what we're gonna
Well,
say.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we
you can
can
definitely do that.
in the
So
carriage.
in the horse market, you could pull over and you can have a quiet talk. Sure. Actually,
Okay.
while you're doing that, I'm going to take a I'm going to take a quick toilet break. Be back in a sec.
Yeah. So are we gonna mention when you're talking about the communication to the Duke? Were you referring to the kill list?
No, I was actually just lying to try and get out of paying 5 silvers.
Okay.
I don't really think we
I actually
should
think
say anything yet.
it might be a good idea to hand that over because it is important. Like you're kind of guilty withholding it.
Only if they know we have
Are
it.
we?
Well, imagine if we got searched and they found this list.
I shouldn't have told that guy. I didn't realise that guard would be working for the Binnel Hill Boys. I shouldn't have told him my name because they're on the. We've had run-ins with them before.
That's right. They're looking for
Yeah.
Aragin and his brother, right?
Mm.
Maynard.
So that was a big fail. We'll see if Dougal remembers that.
But I reckon we should probably tell the Duke that there's this massive kill list. And didn't we have a dream or something of him dying?
Seems that way.
Pretty sure he's
Yeah,
dead.
we don't know for sure.
No, you don't.
Oh, you know what we should do?
That
Maybe we should tell the Duke that he's dead. He was murdered, and as the firstborn, I've come down here to get him to ratify my succession.
Oh, just get straight in there.
Yeah,
No
and then we
way.
can go
don't
back
have
up
any-
with
you
the
don't have
letters from
any
the
accent.
Duke being like, well, I'm the new sheriff.
Well,
On your bike, son.
what happens if they find out that he's still alive and you look like a retard?
That's a risk we might have to take.
Well,
I
you
don't know
could
if-
you could solve that problem yourself. Put a patricide. It should be right.
We just have to kill him quick enough that it's not.
You like
not
go to the
obvious
same
that
place.
he's
It's
still
like,
alive.
oh, you're still alive. This is all good. You're gonna have to not be.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're round at the other gate, eh?
We're coming into the back gate at the keep.
Okay, so you're coming up to the castle.
But we're keeping our wits about us.
There's the side gate of the outer bailey, and as you come up to the castle, there's the gates closed, and there are some, there are about 5 soldiers at the gate, and there's this guy. There are a couple on the road, just in front of the gate, and also some just up above. And as you come up, you see that the sergeant. He's like got this compact, heavy build, and you can see he's got this cloth patch showing a white sword hilt in the shape of a cross with a gold border over his heart. And the soldier just in front of you says, "Oh, who are you and what's your business in the castle?"
My name's Aragin. I need to see the armourer. We're in town for a few days, and I need to get him to make some adjustments.
And then the sergeant, he squints down, he says, "Aragin, you were involved in the attack in the alleys a couple of months ago, eh? Is that right?
That's not you, is
Are
it,
you
Jim?
the guy who decapitated a robber?"
That was me. Almost had to do it again. There's someone on the take up on the other bloody gate. Fucking Binnel Hill Boys.
Yeah, I was the guy who investigated that. And are you friends with Jim, right?
Yeah, we're hoping. Is he around?
Yeah, open the gate. Sorry, what was that? He's shouting down from up above.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. Say, is he around? We're keen for another drinking sessions at one of the inns with the soldiers. The salt of the earth, the good Duke's men.
All right. Yeah. Well, he'll be in the. He's going to the Watchman this evening. I don't normally go, but he mentioned it. So if you're looking for him, that's where he'll be.
So you shouted at the top of
Probably,
your lungs, "Fuck the Binnel
probably
Hill
you'll
Boys."
be there in like
Apparently, yes.
2 or 3 hours
I
or
was,
something.
I was unaware. I mistook the fact that he was at the top of the gate.
And the soldier is opening the gate. He said, "Oh, excuse me, what was that?" To Bannofix.
Oh, nothing. Nothing. Carry on.
Don't mind the leper in the carriage.
And he says, "Now, do you know where the armour is?" Any points? And he says, "Oh, can you vouch for everyone that's coming in?"
I can.
Aragin, right?
Indeed.
He says, "We'll be closing the gates. You know, like, you don't want to wait too long. We'll be closing the gates pretty soon. Like, are you staying in the town or?"
Yeah, we will be. After we pay
You've got,
a visit
got
to
at
the armour,
least an hour.
we're gonna find somewhere
Got at
to
least an hour.
that'll accommodate our
Right? And so after
our
you go
carriage.
through,
And then it sounds like we'll be at the Watchman tonight.
and then after you go through, they close up the gates, and in the outer bailey, it's really busy. There are like dozens, if not hundreds, of people, kind of like doing stuff. And there's the large armour shop. Now there are several people here, but the guy who runs it is I think you've seen him before. I think you've spoken to him before. And so you go up, and they see you coming. They see that you're that you look pretty rich, and he says, "Good afternoon. How can I help you?"
Afternoon, Master Craftsman. I have inherited my father's plate mail, and I need to get it adjusted while I'm in town so that I can wear it. I hear that you are the finest
Right.
craftsman in all of Tarathian, and I would like to get your assistance with this urgently.
Who told you that?
Oh, everyone knows,
I did.
even from all the way up in Greystone.
Oh, geez. Well, it's certainly something I could do. When will you need it?
Yesterday. We're currently
Can't do
hunting a mad
yesterday.
woman who's killing children in the duchy, and last time we encountered her and her goons, she gave us a bit of a kicking. So we need to heal, rest up, get equipped, and chase her back down.
Okay, so let's have a look at it then. And he says, he gets a couple of his guys who are working on other things. He says, leave that now, and he beckons them over. And so he has a look at it, and he spends about like 5 minutes looking at what you've got, like sizing you up a bit, and one of his guys says, he points at the codpiece and says, that'll have to be reduced a bit. And he says, well, it'll be a lot of work. It won't be cheap. You know that, right?
Decent armor never is.
He says,
and I'm happy to pay a small fee to expedite it.
Well, it was. We can expedite it. We can prioritize it, but at the end of the day, it's still quite a lot of work. It might take a week or so.
Understood.
The thing is, like, I can't just put. I have to put my better guys on it. It's like I don't want like suit of plate armor like this. It's so expensive. I don't want like everyone working on it.
Absolutely.
See what I mean?
And it is
Most of these guys.
It's an heirloom. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm prepared to pay for the best. What are you talking when you say expensive?
2,000 silver pieces.
Sorry, that was 3,000, was it? Or 2,000?
We can make it. 2,000.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, audio just cut out a little bit. Damn, I just upped them.
Yes,
That's absolutely fine. I'll pay up front, and I will start rummaging
really?
around in my belt pouch for for 4 of the 50 GP gemstones.
I'm quite
He
curious
kind of squints at them.
how.
He squints at them and he says,
Like
have you got, you don't happen to have cash, do you? I mean, I don't know what to do with these.
I can pay gold if you prefer.
Yeah, that would be great. Or silver. Now, what has Aragin got? Do you want to get rid of some silver?
Yeah, I'll get rid of 300
Does
silver
anyone
and
have
then
a huge
170
silver?
gold.
Like it's,
Yeah, actually,
yeah,
that's a good. If anyone's got thousands of silver, I'll trade with them.
Bannofix does.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do you want to swap
Dash.
for gemstones?
Yeah.
Bannofix?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. So sack of silver. Okay, so Bannofix is using we're taking 1,000 silver pieces from Bannofix, and we're moving Aragin. We're moving a gemstone.
Got
Maybe
more rings. More rings.
Either 2 of the 50s or one of the or the one that's worth 100.
Okay, so 100 gemstone goes to Bannofix. Cool. So that's half of it.
And then what about Maynard? Does he have any silver?
Maynard
My
has
Dropbox
got
is very slow to load.
silver. How
much money does Maynard have?
Okay. So we're gonna take 800 silver from Maynard.
And I'll give him 80 gold. And then I can pay
And give him
200
80
silver.
gold. Okay.
I've got 350 silver.
Gold. Okay. And then we're dropping Aragon's 435 to 335.
Have they got a nice breastplate there for me?
Yes, definitely. So Aragon, he says, you need to come in like tomorrow, if that's okay, for probably at least a couple of hours, and also we'll probably need you in from time to time for an hour or two here and there.
I'll come in daily
over the next week.
Yeah, to check up in case you need to do any sizing.
You don't need to be here the whole time, but like, okay, cool. So, Dash, this is the perfect place to buy a breastplate, and you can do that right now if you want to do that.
It's got a magical breastplate.
Yeah, I'm just going to start paying for it out of the group treasure.
What about an adamantium breastplate?
So Dash takes the group treasure and he buys himself. Well, if he's taking group treasure, he might as well buy a nice one, right?
I think he comes to the carriage and there's some people standing there with folded arms as he likes to rummage around and find treasure. He doesn't have any like mithril or adamantium breastplates, does he? Or
he doesn't have anything like that, but he's got a steel breastplate.
A plus one. So, adamantium armor makes you immune to criticals.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you don't know what that does.
I don't have enough money to buy anything here.
You got to level 20 with just plus one weapon.
So we need 400 gold pieces for a breastplate. Has anyone got like Dash? Have you got that much money?
No, I don't. I don't have any cash like that.
How have you not got that much money?
Well, I got ripped off with some horse that got cut down.
You got that money given back.
You've got 3 gemstones worth 100 each.
No, I've got the gold.
But he's also got a whole bunch of gold.
I've got some gold by the looks.
Right. Do you want to just use that gold, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're dropping that gold. We're paying in gold. Update gold. So he spends his 400 gold pieces.
What does that take your AC to?
Go up by 2 points.
Wait. Oh, you took a level from fighter, didn't you? So you got medium armor proficiency. Yeah, you're second level fighter.
So I think I go to 17 AC.
Fuck.
Oh, 2 extra ACs. Definitely worth 400 EP.
Well,
get another drink.
Okay, hang on a sec.
It's money to carry.
Does Black Cat think that Dash bought something that's he can't use?
I've got 2 silvered swords, right, from the last place, and 1 non-silvered one.
We also have that Binnel Hill Boy short sword with a fancy silver pommel or whatever it is.
Who's
Okay,
wearing
sorry. Okay. Okay, so you get your breastplate, and
Shall we get
now
our bard to inspire them each day?
the
with their-
breastplate has to be fitted as well, but that like that shouldn't take too long. What are you going to do now? The castle's going to be closed to the public. Well, to people who don't live in the castle pretty soon.
I don't think we're going to go see the castle tonight, right? We just look for an inn.
Well, you're in the outer bailey, right? You're actually in the castle. You're in the outer bailey of the castle. Okay, so I'm just sorting out his thing. So gold coin, 131, and we're adding a breastplate.
Okay, and shall I sell my old armor? What's that worth?
Yeah, I can give you like basically half price.
Well, I'm wearing studded leather on my body. Does that change when you go to breastplate, or how does it work?
Yeah, you can get 20. You get 22 gold pieces for that if you want to sell it. Do you want to sell it?
Does it stack?
No.
It's generally considered
You
like a
can't withhold.
breastplate isn't just a breastplate. It would
Right.
include leather and the other bits.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't just go naked apart from
I'll
breastplate
sell
on your chest.
I'll sell the studded leather back to him. But I'll do that after I'm coming to collect it once it's fitted, because Tarathian's hostile.
Okay, so it's basically fitted. They can fit it, over the next hour.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll get to wear it out of here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you some money back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's that boring accounting pretty much done.
Yeah, but I got
Cool.
I
So
got AC out of it. What's your AC?
breastplate done. Right. So your armor class.
What's your AC going to be after you?
Your armor class is now
17.
17.
Yeah, and what's Aragins?
Will be 18 when I get the plate.
Really? So that's like not that much higher, eh?
No, because you get dex bonus and stuff as well off.
Yeah, right.
I won't get any dex.
I thought you had an above average character.
Well, no, I've got a dexterity bonus, but you don't get it when you're wearing full plate.
Right, of course.
Okay. So
Does it reduce the amount of damage that you take?
Yeah.
I know, but it doesn't like.
Well, it does if you get a feat. There's a feat, heavy armor master or whatever, where it can give you I think it's 3 points of damage reduction on all non-magical hits. It's not bad.
It's a really good feat early at low level. At higher level, it becomes less important.
Yeah.
But at low level, it's really good.
What's your AC?
Okay. I think it give you +1 strength as well.
I think it does, yeah. So I have been eyeing it up. I need to actually look, because I might get 2 feats that give me +1 strength, even if
it's such
the other bits of the feats aren't too great.
Okay, so that's all sorted out. So you've paid for it in advance. You're going to need to return a bit over the next few days, and you've dropped off your incredibly expensive armor.
How much is it worth?
And
never you mind.
2,000 GP.
A little bit less.
Yeah, I think it's 1,500. So from the outer bailey, right? There is a gate. There is a gate that heads back into the town. There are other gates as well, so you can leave through any of them if you want. Like, which way do you want to go?
Oh, we're probably all right tonight. But I wonder if we should try and visit a counting house or something. But we want to make sure we don't visit one that's associated with anyone dodgy. I wonder if Jim knows. He probably doesn't have enough money to know.
Sell all the rings.
Well, no more. Put a lot of our wealth somewhere secure while we're in the village.
Which is
We
not
were in the
secure.
city.
Yeah.
The most secure place. is
Like
on-
a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be corrupt as. I'm not giving them
Yeah,
money.
probably.
You haven't seen
Yeah.
anywhere like that?
That would be a fool's move.
Yeah, we'll put it in the Binnel Hill fucking savings and loan.
Well, if it is anywhere like that, it's probably going to be in the keep. You know, like it's like.
That's sweet. Luke's getting
Yeah.
on now.
Can you,
So the
can
other
you
place where
update
you can
my
make money
character
would be
sheet,
back
please?
in Avatar.
Yeah.
Can you update the character sheets? I think they've unsynced because mine's showing 33 hit points and it hasn't leveled up.
It's synced for me. I can see you on 17 AC and
Really?
Yep.
See, I can
Well,
see
it will anyway. It will.
mine says fighter level 1. That's buzzy.
are you looking at Dash or Maynard?
Dash.
Oh, really? Are you still fighter level 1?
So
No,
it's-
your
no,
character
it's
sheet-
I'm looking at Dash's character sheet and it's fine for me.
That's odd.
Refresh your browser.
Yeah,
Like just press F5 on the page.
Yep. Hold on, I'm just reloading Dropbox completely. Going down to
You shouldn't need to do that. Okay, so from there, from the castle, are you heading into the town? Is that correct?
wait for me now. It's weird.
Want to find a
Okay.
decent inn that has
So
a
the place
yard
you've
for the
stayed
horses and the
before-
carriage.
The place you've stayed before was the Tarathian Inn and Stable. That's where Morrow climbed out the window. You want to head there or?
Yeah, sure. Not a bad idea.
Okay. So you head there. The guy, like you've seen that the guy who's at the desk, you've seen him before, but he doesn't seem to recognize you. He says, "Yeah, I can get you rooms, no problem. And you've got horses as well. Yeah, we can stable them." And he tells you the prices, and they seem fairly reasonable. They seem like typical what you expect. Okay, so he sorted you out with one big shed room, which seems the most secure. Although not everyone necessarily likes spending a room with Bannofix. All right, so now we're into early evening, say about 6 o'clock or something by the time you've done that. What do you want to do?
Have a meal at the inn and then head down to the Watchman, I reckon.
Okay,
What
so
city
you have a meal at the inn. Tarathian. Hi, Luke.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so from there, you're not sure exactly, or maybe do you know where it is? Like maybe you do. But
And I want to take obviously my silver glaive, the +1 great axe, and my gems and gold, but everything else I'm prepared to leave.
so
The silver
like
stuff.
stuff like silver,
And the rope
sure.
and
You're leaving
tents
that
and all the traveling
just
stuff. Yeah,
right. Be taking
locked in our
weapons,
room.
basically.
But yeah, weapons and
Yeah,
gold
absolutely.
and gems, the expensive stuff.
Okay. So I just need to. Okay, sure. So the Watchman is this. It's pretty close by. It's just a few minutes walk from where you are. So you follow some directions. You head down a narrow alley, and pretty soon you reach it. So let's just save it. Okay. So this is large stone tavern. You've actually, you reckon you might have been past it, but hard to know, hard to tell. The Redvale Gate is not far off. So you head in through the door. It's pretty busy. Tarathian is just busy. Everywhere's busy.
We're carrying swords up.
And there's this. Yeah. There are other people with weapons. It's not like you're not the only people. Not everyone's carrying weapons, but you're not the only people carrying weapons. And there is this kind of guy with an eye patch up by the bar, and he with his one working eye, he kind of squints at you a bit, and he nods. There's some guys on stools up by the bar, just laughing about something. What are you doing?
Getting drunk.
Ordering around.
I'm just going to separate myself from the group and just go sit in the corner. You know, just try and be as unobserved as possible. Just keep my eye out.
Okay. And you go and do that. You go and take a stool in the corner. A couple of guys who are nearby just move away a bit. Have you got a drink, or you just like sit without a drink?
No, I'll get a drink as well.
Okay. So everyone's just having a drink up at the bar, apart from Bannofix, and and this guy, he reaches out his hand to Aragin and he says, "Larry, haven't seen you guys here before."
Evening, Larry.
You part of the watch?
It's been a while since we were in here. We were in here with Jim.
You're pretty sure you've never been here before?
No, it wasn't the
Jim.
drink. The drink with Jim was at the Badger, I think.
Oh, I thought we went to the Watchman.
Downstairs.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the Badger. That was.
okay, sorry.
It was renovated Badger.
He says Jim, and he smooches his head and he says, "You know, there'll be a lot of Jims in here."
Bannerman, the sergeant.
Oh,
Is he in tonight?
Oh. There he is. Down there. And he points and there's some stairs going down. Yeah. Good lad, Jim. And he shuffles off to serve someone.
All right, I'll head in the direction he indicated.
So he pointed down some stone steps, and the stone steps go to this fairly dark. There are a couple of torches up on the wall, but there's this fairly dark arch kind of passage with some tables, and off to the side there are similar. So it doesn't take you long, and what you find is there's this small, like this fairly small side, let's say cellar, and there's Jim Bannerman there with 3 other guys, and they're wearing armor. They've got their weapons, so he looks up and he says, "Hey, look who's here." He squints. He says, "Well, what happened to you? All the scars."
Mate, what hasn't happened to us? Make us some room, and I'll pull out a couple of bloody I'll pull out a gold piece and put it on the table, and let's get properly drunk, and we'll fill you in.
He says, no. I'll pay for that. And he says, he says, "No, actually, it's your round." And he points to one of the guys, and the guy says, "Ah, shit," and he kind of like, he stands up and he leaves. So he's probably off to place an order. He says, "So what are you going to tell Jim?"
About the black dragon that breathed on your face that made the scars.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell him as we're drinking away. We'll tell him the good tales, but not gonna give them any real specifics in terms of nothing about the wolf or anything like that. But obviously, what we will mention, we got mixed up with chasing down some bloody hag who's been kidnapping children and hid in a
Okay.
cave that happened to have a black dragon in it.
Okay, so obviously these are some pretty tall tales. You're not sure how much these guys believe, but they are pretty, like pretty open mouthed. Then again, you've got the scars to prove it.
You could give them a demonstration
yeah,
of your reach skills.
and Jim Bannerman, he says to one of the sea chuck, like, these are good guys to be friends with. Bloody hell. So there is actually a dragon in Tarathian somewhere.
Far to the north, up in the fucking in the hills near Greystone.
Near Dave's fort. I think Fort Dave.
Yeah, I've never been up that way. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard it's a bit wilder up there. But jeez, a dragon.
Dave the bedwetter.
So anyway, yeah, so they basically, you spend about an hour telling them all this stuff. People are getting more and more drunk. These guys started before you. They're not drinking really strong stuff, but they have had a few drinks. And yeah, you tell them your stories. What now? The people who are there,
Yeah, we will. I will,
you
despite
do
the fact they don't
recognize.
drink, just keep an eye out and see if anyone looks like they're trying to eavesdrop or anything like that.
No, I mean, it would be pretty hard. I mean, there's a fair amount of noise, and you're in a kind of like dead end, kind of a dead end. What would you even call them? Cellar, kind of like a rectangular, just a rectangular room that's only open to the rest of the public space on one side. So it'd be pretty hard to eavesdrop. In fact, you need to speak up a bit, just to, you need to. It's basically you need to lean in a bit, so you don't feel like anyone's eavesdropping. He says, "Yeah, there's a lot being going on in Tarathian as well.
Fill us in.
But no dragons.
I'm hoping not to have to decapitate anyone while we're here, but
Now,
those
one
Binnel
of the
Hill
guys
Boys
here.
tend to have it in for us.
Oh fuck yes! I was going to tell you that. And one of the guys, he's also got his Swords of Christ kind of patch. Like you've seen these guys before. There are four altogether, and like Jim just leans into Aragin and he says, "Yeah, just be careful what you say, right? Just be careful what you say." And he says, "Yeah, Binnel Hill Boys, we're looking for you." He says, and then he kind of like leans back a bit. He says, you owe me a tooth." And he opens his mouth as his finger, and he's missing a tooth on one side.
What did that happen? Oh, what did that come from?
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago after that fight in the Badger, I got a beating by 6 of the Binnel Hill Boys, and to keep myself alive, I just they were asking about you basically, so I just I told them like everything I knew, because I've got nothing to hide, right? You've got nothing to hide, but I was thinking they'd only go to that kind of trouble if they really were after you.
Well, we're probably hanging around for about a week. Do you think just before we get out of town again, we should get involved in a little retribution, pay them back for that tooth of yours?
I like.
Yeah, honestly, my advice would be don't take risks with them. He says this is a thing, like they've always been powerful, but there's been so much happening. So you know those wild guys that you had a fight with. Yeah, so I've seen them in town a few times, and I've kept
Fighter.
the distance. You've seen me too.
Are,
What?
are,
That
are
guy,
they?
fighter.
Yeah, are they around at the moment? We ran into them at the Dunskara Games as well, at the tourney up there.
Well, I know where they tend to obviously I keep out of their way, right? And like, and I, like, but I know where they usually are. So, they kicked the shit out of some guy, and Anderson, he got told to forget it. So like they're connected somehow. And apparently they're out Binnel Hill usually. So I heard they're quite often up the top of the Eyrie. Do you know there?
We haven't spent much time here.
It's a tavern. It's a kind of tavern. It's probably similar to here, but it's up Binnel Hill. He says, I don't really go up there, but yeah, apparently they're out there a lot. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're associated with the Binnel Hill Boys somehow. So anyway, another story I've got for you. About 20 Binnel Hill Boys, they went and smashed up Hero's Palace out in the alleys. And some grasp associate, it's not some important guy, just some level thug, he got killed. He got his throat cut. And lots of other people got stabbed, but no one else died, but a lot of other people got stabbed or cut or whatever. One of the Bargos got knocked out, but I think she's going to live. And then one of the Binnel Hill Boys got shot by a crossbow as they're escaping. But I mean, I think he got away. And they started a fire, didn't do too much damage. They got it out in a couple of minutes. But that was about 3 weeks ago, and the grasp hasn't really done anything about it. Well, some Binnel Hill Boy guy got stabbed in the town, but he escaped. So, okay, not a lot of people have been killed, but this is big, right? This is like an open war between Binnel Hill Boys and Grasp.
Do you know?
Except that Grasp responded.
Do you know the name of the Grasp guy that died in Hero's Palace?
Nah. And then one of the other guys says, yeah. It was Steve Ferson or something like that. He says he wasn't anyone, he wasn't a big Grasp guy. He was just like some.
Just casually glance at Dash, looking for any recognition. Doesn't look like it.
No, Dash doesn't know him.
There was a Binnel Hill Boy stabbed to death just north of the Redvale Gate. We saw him on the side of the road. Happened just before we got there, as we came in a few hours ago.
Well, no. So the Binnel Hill Boys,
right?
They stabbed that guy, right? It wasn't one of him.
Oh, I thought it was.
I think they got him, didn't they?
Jeez, well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I may have it the wrong way around. It was
obviously
just a corpse by the time.
There were no tattoos to mark him as a Binnel Hillbilly boy.
Good point. That guy might have suggested that.
Okay, so he won't be like a full member or anything, but okay, yeah.
Associate.
So that's, yeah. So what are the Grafs going to do?
I don't know. Maybe they're going to burn.
So it's a bit strange.
Everything.
So it looks like maybe the Grasp are intimidated. So I heard the Binnel Hill Boys are demanding protection money from places like even the east side of the centre, where normally it'd be the Grasp. And also he leans in and he says, none of us, but the Binnel Hill Boys, they're putting more pressure on the Watch, basically, to go over to their side. And I reckon most of us have now.
Yeah, so we literally just got stood over at the gates by what looked like a guard threatening us with the Binnel Hill Boys.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, it's mental. It's like things have gone really downhill. So, but it's hard to believe the grasp are finished. So I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they just so far they're just sitting back. Maybe they're going to do a deal. I don't know. Something else that was pretty big. You know how a couple of months ago the Somervilles got poisoned, or maybe it was 3 months. Well, a few weeks ago, the Morrow Mansion got burned down, and so highly likely. I wasn't involved in it, but from what I heard, highly likely arson. The Lord Inquisitor reckons. So a door got jammed and blocked by some big heavy furniture and no clues whatsoever. Daughter got out through a window. She squeezed out through this narrow window, but Lady Morrow and Sir Morrow died, plus a couple of servants. So no one, all kinds of rumors about what enemies they had, and no one really knows. Another guy says, "Oh yeah, as for rumors, the Lord Inquisitor, yeah. So the Lord Inquisitor and Lord High Chancellor, who used to be quite close associates, and now apparently they're plotting against each other. So everyone with lots of money is busy hiring protection or mercenaries. Feels like storm clouds are gathering, and we've only had a few spots around so far, but
yeah, sounds like
the worst storm of our lives is about to burst.
Sounds like it's not far from open warfare in the streets. What's the Duke doing about it?
The Duke's doing nothing. The Duke's basically pretty sick, from what I've heard.
Typical nobility, then.
I mean, he sits on the throne. He sits I don't normally go to that part of the castle, but he sits on the throne and he listens to people, but he just sort of leans over, slumped. He doesn't look very well. And geez, things are getting pretty wild. I'll tell you one thing for free: it's not a good time to be an honest city watchman. Everyone hates you. You can't do anything nowadays. All the criminals associated with one of the gangs, it's too dangerous to try and stop them. I'm seriously thinking of taking a mercenary contract. I mean, officially we work for the Duke, but actually mercenary work is better money for doing nothing.
Well,
and there are lots recruiting.
We can always use good men. If you're seriously considering leaving the watch, come work for us. And I'm also gonna slide him a couple of gold pieces and say, there's one there to get yourself a gold tooth, and one to say thank you. And if you hear anything, come find us while we're in the city.
Well,
but there's
really?
lots more where that came from when you're contracted to some adventurers.
Okay, they're all pretty surprised. And she's like, where did you get all the money then?
Well, mate, we've been fleeing dragons, fucking scouting around caves, crossing people that are trying to kidnap children, murder them, and necromancy rituals and all sorts, mate. You think shit's bad down here? It's wild up north, mate.
I can tell you though,
but there's opportunity.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're looking for a cruisy desk job, then adventuring with us probably isn't the right role for you.
Well, this guy, the other guy, like Mark, he kind of leans in and he says, well, if you're trying to stop hags murdering children, I'd rather be helping you than serving a duke who really doesn't care.
Well, if Jim's keen and he can vouch for you, we could definitely do with a couple of you. Look after our carriage.
Well, horses, we'll definitely try and help as much as anything we can do. Oh, really? Well, that kind of full time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we'll get you some crossbows as well. We don't expect you to get down the front lines and stuff, but there will be danger seems to find us. So as Dash indicated, there'll be times when the fighting's aplenty.
Okay, so one of the guys, this guy Jackie, he kind of leans back and he says, "Oh man, I don't want to get myself killed like that." But
I'll tell you what, Dash will even offer a gold piece bonus for any time he hides behind you in combat.
No.
That's a good deal. I'll say that's a good deal.
Okay.
I'll say, can I take that? Is that good? Yeah.
So,
I think I've got this big sack of gold.
so there are these two
Respectable.
guys, like Mark and Jim. So Mark is the guy with the Swords of Christ thing on his across his armor. They're definitely interested. So Jim says, "Okay, well, what are your plans then? So you're in town. You're saying something about some armor."
Yeah, my father gave me his suit of armor. I'm getting it resized. I also want to buy a horse, get a couple of things, that kind of thing. Try and stay out of trouble when we're here, and then head back up north.
Well, it sounds dangerous.
How many men are with Jim?
So there are 4 altogether, but there were 4, but one guy hasn't been around for a while. You haven't seen him for you really haven't seen him for quarter of an hour.
That
and there
fucker
are
who had to go and
there
get
are 3
around.
altogether. So
Once he
there's this
realised
guy,
4 extra
Jim,
people turned up,
Jackie.
he just legged it, didn't he?
No, that was it. That was it.
I would have.
You're playing with proper fellas now.
Dingy bastard.
So there's this guy,
Yeah,
there's this
fuck
guy
that.
Jackie who's definitely not interested in getting himself killed. There is this Swords of Christ guy Mark, who seems like he might be, and there's Jim, who's like kind of not sure. Okay, so Jim says, well, like it does sound pretty dangerous, you know, like I don't really see myself as the kind of guy who fights dragons.
We wouldn't expect you to. When we're going down into caves and all sorts of things like that, we need someone to stick out with the carriage, look after the horses, ride them off if you get chased.
Yep.
We don't expect you to be going down in there.
You know,
Hold my beer penis so it doesn't get in trouble. Things like that.
Like what
Ignore
is
the mention of the bear penis.
And Jim says, well, you know, like I was probably thinking of staying in Tarathian, but I don't know, I might be able to help. So Aragin, do you want to make a persuasion check?
You're not really
Actually
selling
make
it anyway.
2, right?
There's got to be a disadvantage, right? There's no way he's selling that.
I think I've slipped a few gold coins around. All right, first one's up. That's not bad. I get a +1. Oh, can you give me guidance?
Yeah, sure.
It's too late for that.
All right, ignore that. Oh, but it was a 4. It's not too bad, Ross. 13 and a 10 after.
Okay.
Should have been
So,
talking, Maynard. You could have charmed the pants off him.
So
Not knowing exactly what's going on.
let's says, well, you know, like I've got a family, so I'm probably, you know, going up north doesn't really, or not as a permanent thing, doesn't really sound like something I could help you with. And Mark says, but I mean, if there's maybe short-term help you need with anything, then definitely. And Mark says, yeah, I'm not really, I don't think I'm experienced and ready enough for what you're looking for.
Who says that?
Mark.
But this other guy, Mark.
Okay.
Says,
Mate, look, we should have another drink, and I'll tell you about it. What is he? Our great grandfather? He was a man who wasn't good enough to join the Swords of Christ. Ended up with his own little barony.
And I'll also point to
Okay,
Dash.
so-
I'll point to Dash and go, look, this guy's shithouse. But he's still with us. You know what I mean? Fucking coward. Yeah.
Below average, you might say.
Mediocre.
Subpar.
Okay, so you haven't totally convinced them, but they're not totally against the idea either. But
Swords and knights, are they healers? Are they like paladins?
Paladins usually, yeah.
They're like ones that have found their way.
On that like backs,
They found a way.
the backs trying to get into, but
I didn't
Yeah,
try.
they're
I
the
didn't really
ones-
try.
they're
I
the
gave up
rejected.
pretty early when I realised it was mostly genuflecting and mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean?
Once you realised the ego was going to be a big problem.
Yeah, yeah. Ain't no one got time for their mumbo jumbo.
And his escapades with the letter about
I think I was
about Olan kind of blew it, didn't it?
I think I was out of the Swords of Christ long before then. I mean, there's only so much hypocrisy you could take, and it turns out there's no room for like a second big deal, so I couldn't handle that. There's only one big.
Right. And so they're not totally convinced by that, but you're fairly confident that anything going on in Tarathian, they'll definitely be able to, or they might try and help with. And you get the feeling that like the other guy is starting to get pretty late now, and pretty soon the other two guys say goodnight and leave. And you get the feeling like this Mark guy is not a big drinker. You notice he's drinking like way less than anyone else. But you do get the feeling they're both pretty trustworthy, and they definitely trust each other.
Okay. Once those other two guys have left, and it's a bit later in the night, I will have a look around and make sure there's no one too close, and just kind of say the next bit quietly. But while we're in town, right before we leave, we probably want to tee up a little bit of retribution for these Binnel Hill bastards. So we might want to look at something like burning down that fucking tavern of theirs and then legging it. So I'm not telling you this as a sergeant of the guard. I'm telling you this because I don't want them to come and kill you or your family when we leave. So that offer of employment, we would look after them and they could come with us. But you might just want to think about the fact you might have been seen drinking with us and that kind of thing, because they tend to come for us, and if they do, we'll fucking kill some of them. And on the way out of here, I wouldn't mind poking them in the eye.
Maynard's good with kids.
And
Better than Morrow.
You'd probably be doing the city a favor. Is that like I've got a confession, and like Mark knows, I've been taking money from the grasp.
They definitely seem like the lesser of two evils.
Well, the problem is, if you refuse, it's more dangerous than if you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, like the thing is here, it is pretty private, right? So hopefully, like no one knows that. Like I don't know if anyone knows you're here, but like hopefully no one's really seen us drinking here.
Yeah.
So like my suggestion would be,
except that first guy that ran off. Who was your mate?
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's a good point.
Why did he leave without saying goodbye?
Oh no, he did. He says, no, he should be all right. Basically, you know, like you never really know. Like I know there are a few people I trust, right? But generally, the watch, we generally have to trust each other. But definitely half the
So-
watch at least. Binnel Hill Boys informers.
So if you must be able to get word to the grasp, because we're not looking to do anything right away, and we'll want to, if we're gonna try
the
and give
thing
these
is,
guys a bit of payback.
I'm often patrolling in the alleys, so I can't really avoid.
So,
But the thing is, if
next
if
time you
wanted to
run
talk to the
into,
class, you want me to set that up for you or something?
yeah, we would. I mean, I
Or
need to
you
check
know
with,
what?
but I think we should talk to them about getting them a little bit of a payback for what went down at Heroes Feast. Sounds like they could use a hand, and
It's
we
like
could do a bit of
the
planning.
thing is, if you want to talk to the grasp, I don't think it would be that hard, would it? You just go to Heroes Palace.
Yeah, they went too accommodating of us last time, but it sounds like things are changing a bit, and they might be keen on some help. They know we're not working with the Binnel Hill Boys. They know, mate. That for sure.
I thought any points at Dash. I thought you knew someone in the grasp.
Oh, I do. I do know someone who's associated with the grasp, and people around Heroes Palace.
His mum knows about 3/4 of the grasp.
Okay, he kind of like doesn't think about that one too hard. Well, what do you want me to do?
Well, you know the city best. What do you think is best? Should we go wandering down there at some stage and have a bit of a chat to them? Or next time you're patrolling
Yeah, I
those
reckon you
areas,
probably could.
do you want to pass them a message about where we're staying and that we might have some, what would you call it, shared dislikes, some people we both would want to see get
I
taken
can
down a
do.
peg or two, and we could help.
Is this because you're not like confident to go and talk to them yourselves?
Well, I am a bit concerned that if we seen out and about a lot over the next week that we're going to be here, that the word will get back to the Binnel Hill Boys and they'll come looking for us. I mean,
Right.
that might be a given anyway. It sounds like they're pretty keen to find us.
I think the grasp are. Yeah.
I mean, you know that they were looking for me and my brother Maynard here. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but it probably is from what we've heard. Probably still.
Grasp or the Binnel Hill Boys? No, the grasp wanted to know about you too. The difference is, right, the grasp basically set me down with a drink and told me to tell them all, otherwise the Binnel Hill Boys bit the shit out of me. So yeah, they were both interested. You've made an impression, and you know what? I mean, I can go and take a message if you want, right? But you could just go to Heroes Palace.
But who would we want to speak to at Heroes Palace, aside from Rigid, who I know?
Dash and Rigid.
So Richard Baylor, he's the young guy, okay? But
Placid and Rigid.
Okay,
so
so
the nickname Dash.
Let's just survey that. Sorry, just be a sec. Okay. So other names you remember, there was Slip Jimmy.
I hated that guy.
Yeah. So now one thing you remember about him, you heard, you know how you got jumped earlier on by 3 guys, and there was a woman, I can't remember her name, it might have been Julia, that you talked to about it, who was the wife of one of the guys you killed. and she told you that Slick Jimmy Morris was the guy who set that up. Okay. Other people you might want to talk to. There's Sebastian Gordon, who's shift. He was a shift manager there. You know, Nightblade has got contacts with the Grasp. And there is the different Richard Slick Dicky Morris, who's a cousin maybe of Jimmy Morris. And, you know, he's pretty high up. So he's the guy who really, really didn't like Aragin. He had a meeting with him at one point. I'm not sure he liked Bannofix either.
Yeah, but so like, who would be able to authorize on who would authorize a carefully orchestrated revenge strike? Who would we speak to about that?
So the guy to talk to there is probably Richard Morris or Slick Dicky.
All right.
And what happened to the pictures? Yeah, I know. It's just like I thought. Like there were like pictures defined for a lot of these guys in Black Cat, and I'm just not seeing all of them.
Are you on the Grasp page?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Black Cat.
Oh yeah. They're there, but they're not in Black Cat, or some of them aren't in Black Cat. They should be. So yeah. Okay, so cool. So you know the people we're talking about, because I mean, like the thing is, this was a long time ago in real time, but like in game time, it was only a few months. So so yeah. So the guy, is that clear?
So there's a Slick and then there's a Slick Dicky, and they're two different people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty unoriginal name.
They're cousins. They're cousins. These two guys. There are only 4 people there. Obviously, now there are obviously the Grasp is a lot of people, and you've probably met more of them than this, but there are only 4 on that page. Okay, Jane. So Jane, the beggar woman who was later murdered, she claimed that the 3 street thugs who attacked you soon after your first trip to Tarathian were hired by Slick Jimmy. But he's up front, he's been like friendly enough. You know, Slick Jimmy is also pretty he associates a lot with Rigid. Yeah. And their boss is Richard Morris, Slick Dicky. Now, Slick Dicky is not, he's not the overall leader of the Grasp. That's someone else. But it's probably as high as you're going to get to talk to.
Back in a minute.
Must be one of Darren's.
Right. Okay. So what's what more information do you want? So is there anything in particular you want Jim to do? Like if you want to write a message.
Sounds like we could probably go and see them when we're ready.
But he also suggested just to
he could be
right.
He could escort us across the city so that we don't get seen, right? We need to keep a pretty low profile, I'd say, after you've just basically announced on the front door that you've arrived.
Yeah, but how's he how's he going to escort us that we're not seen? Put us in a back of a fucking hay wagon or something?
A carriage?
There's that.
We'll ride our carriage across the city.
I do wonder if we should maybe have a chat to Slick Dicky and get Stu to hold back and wild shape and then follow him or something, and just make sure that he, because some of these, it sounds like the grasp's taking is on the losing side. Some of their members might be double agents, or and we know he's a cunt.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're both wanting to smash the Binnel Hill Boys, then he's a friend.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. But just make sure he is, and that he's not actually a Binnel Hill boy in disguise.
Yep.
But we've got a few days to.
All right. Well, I mean, the thing is, right? The thing is, by now it's probably like 10 o'clock at night, something like that. So you've been here for a good few hours. You've had a lot of drinks, but it's not extremely late. And from what you remember, Heroes Palace would probably be going till 3 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, you could even head there right now if you wanted.
Why not?
It's true. Might as well. Kick or does Maynard want to level up first?
So
you didn't get to level up on the last long rest just because you weren't here.
No, well,
yeah, true.
I'm 700
You do.
short that time.
No, you do.
Really?
Dash rolled a Dash. Stu rolled a 5 for what's his name?
Hit points?
Yeah. For well,
do you want to do that right now, Maynard? Do you want to level up right now in the pub?
Yeah, okay.
Like normally it's after a long rest.
You get disadvantage on your hit point rolls if you're pissed. Or is it
That's
advantage? Maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah. Dutch card.
Okay,
Right,
so-
didn't Luke roll a 1 when he leveled up last time?
Yeah, no.
So what level? What class are you
Fighter as well.
taking?
What was that?
Are you going up in fighter?
You're going to take 1 level on fighter so I get action surge. That's going to be very handy.
Tight.
Okay, so we need Black Cat rolled a
I don't do this.
Black Cat
again.
rolled a 4 for hit points.
Oh,
You
that's
do better?
Well, Luke just leveled up and rolled a 1 last session, right?
I did.
No, that
Yeah,
was
so
that was a little while ago.
Yeah, that was a wee
No,
while ago. Here we go.
that's-
Yeah, D10.
Okay.
Already.
Damn. It's just not right.
Okay, I'm up to. I must be at 30 hit points now.
Cool. So the only thing you get is action surge.
Close to 40
I'm
now.
just going to apply a long list here just to get your hit points up. Oh, man. It's so unlucky, eh?
I think you might have to take the tough feat just as a insurance policy.
So my average roll for those 2 fighter rolls was
But now he has got action surge. Okay, cool.
There's
So-
16 hit points on the table.
So
points.
what do you want to do? Do you want to go to Heroes Palace right now?
Might not be a bad idea. The more time that we have to
Okay.
plan this,
So Jim says, so, you know, like see where we are right now. Should we meet up here in say 2 nights? If I
Sounds
see
good.
you in the town, right? If I see you out in the town, I mean it's not that private here, but like you know what?
no, I see.
You know what? Even better, right? Even better. I'll hire a private room upstairs, okay?
Cool.
And
So yeah, 2
and-
nights from now, we'll let you know what the plan is if we manage to put one together.
talk to Larry at the bar, right? I'll hire a private room, and that way, no one even sees us. Like, and if I see you in the town, I'll just like blank you, okay?
Good
Okay.
idea.
So you leave the Watchman, and you're going to head up. By now, it is pretty late. The town's pretty quiet. There are, like there's an occasional person around. You head up through Lawn Market, past the Moonbeam on the way to the alleys. Yeah, there are some. It's still fairly warm. There are some open windows. Someone throws a chamber pot out into the street. It splashes near Dash's clothes. Dash, I need
Dexterity save.
Oh, that's not fair. That's picking on me. That's bullshit.
At least it's you. I can't avoid anything. I'm probably so short it went over my head.
I dodged it.
Dash.
I dodged it. Okay, D20.
What is wrong?
One. Oh, close to
Oh.
2.
12, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dash sees it coming miles off, and he gets far into the center of the road, and it splashes harmlessly on the cobbles. And it takes you in only another 10 minutes or so. It's probably about half an hour walk from the Watchman, and you reach Hero's Palace. Outside Hero's Palace, there are 4 well-armored men on the door, carrying crossbows and halberds. There is a big half-orc, and he sees you coming.
So just before
Yep.
burning down the Binnel Hill Boys' house.
Say it again.
Are we thinking of burning down the Binnel Hill Boys' house?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, they're tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
But obviously we want a plan to do that.
It's potentially
Want to
just
have
where
our
they drink.
horses and wagon hitched up an
We-
hour out of town
we
and
wanna
burn the
get
fucker
paid.
and leg it.
It's potentially just where they drink rather than something they own. Yeah. But yeah, he says, "Hi," and he just looks at Aragon's weapons, and he says, "Armor's okay, but no weapons."
All right, but if you lose my weapons,
Where do we store the weapons?
Is yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And he this big guy, he oh man, what the hell's happened here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this big half-orc guy. He says, "No, not going to happen. We won't lose shit." And he says, "Look, dump them next to the door there, where everyone can see them." And are you gonna like put down your fancy glaive and stuff?
I don't want to, but it sounds like I don't have a huge amount of choice unless I want to fight my way in there. So yes.
Okay, so after you
See,
reluctantly do that,
This is why we need a Jim or a Mark. 'Cause whenever we're doing shit like this, they hold the weapons at the door.
Well,
All the horses. at the-
Maynard could look after our stuff.
yeah. So particularly, well, we'll see. I mean, like both of them were kind of interested in the idea. So these 4 guys, they watch as you go and put all your weapons down, and the half-orc, he says, "Yeah, no, sorry, we've got to be really careful nowadays, eh?"
We heard you
and
had some trouble.
There's any points, and there's a bit of fire damage. It looks like it's being repaired. So Hero's Palace is like packed full. It's really busy. Even though the streets are pretty quiet now, but Hero's Palace is pretty busy. You see some faces that you recognized. Okay.
All right, let's go and find Slick Jimmy Morrison.
Okay.
Job us in.
No, I think
Okay.
you're
So
robbed.
What?
They already. No, that's right. They don't actually know your real names yet. It might be confession time.
Is it? Did we make up names last time we were here?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll read that page.
I think that
okay. So
did work
one
out
guy.
who we were
One
in the
guy
end.
that
Maybe,
you
yeah, maybe not.
Now they didn't know who you
One-
really were last time.
Hmm.
But
One guy that you do recognize is you
Jim's
see
told-
the
Jim's told them.
manager. The manager is talking to some waitress or bar girl or something, and he looks annoyed about something, and that's right at the back. Then there are just like loads of people. Most people are paying you no attention whatsoever, and like people are just busy. There's some kind of card game going on, and some guys like whooping and laughing, and other people are like swearing at him, pissed off. They're just people drinking. No one's really paying you any attention, although you're all armored up, but like you put your weapons down now. So, what are you going to do?
I'll
Is-
just probably
is-
dash his horn.
Is Rigid around?
You don't see him.
Okay. You said we recognize some people. Who do we recognize?
So you recognize this manager guy, and you recognize the half orc at the door.
Okay.
And then there are other people you don't necessarily know, but they're faces you've seen before.
Okay. So no Nightblade.
So who's
Let's
the
see
manager?
him.
Do we know him? What's his name?
It's this guy.
Richard.
I think you should go
That
up to
guy,
him
yes.
and ask him if Richard's around. Maybe tell him Flaccid's looking to see him.
Yeah, I'll ask for Rigid.
Okay, kind of like he kind of like looks at you and he says, "Oh, look, I'm sorry, busy." And then he kind of thinks about it for a minute. He says, "Oh, okay." And then he says, "She might be able to help you." And he points you at bar girl.
All right. I'll talk to the bar girl. Is this one of the ones I've already hooked up with?
You don't recognize this one, and so she
The
says,
one you disappointed.
You want Richard? For a silver piece, I can get a message sent to him. Who should I say it is?
Yep, let him know Dash is here. He'll know.
Dash.
Yep.
And you're going to slide her a silver piece?
Yes.
Okay, she says, okay. And then she shouts to someone to cover for her. And she says, where will you be?
Drinking here.
Just near the bar?
Yep, for the next couple of hours.
Okay, cool. So you do that, you go and get more drinks. By now, you're definitely feeling you've had a quite a lot of drinks tonight. And half an hour later, this guy shows up. And he says, back in town.
Is that Rigid?
Yep, it is.
Rigid,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Come. So much to catch up on, and we'd like to talk in private.
Okay. And he goes and pokes his face in a private room, and in there some guys look up. You recognize and he was kind of like obviously hoping it was empty. And the people who look in, you see Nightblade.
Oh,
he's playing cards with this huge guy, this huge rough-looking guy, and a couple of a kind of skinny, furtive-looking guy, and also some guy in a black robe.
Should we flick some money on the table, tell him he wins, and push him out of the room? No, we can't do it.
And Nightblade, he looks up and he kind of like, he looks you up and down and he says, your friends are Morrow, right?
Well, acquaintances, I wouldn't go so far as calling us friends. But we do need somewhere. I'm friends with Richard here, and we need somewhere private to talk. Is this game nearly finished?
No. And he stands up and he just slowly closes the door.
Yeah, are there any other rooms?
So Richard says, "Oh, yeah, upstairs. No, it's fine." And he says, and he just shouts at the waitress. And he says, "We'll be needing drinks. Set some drinks up."
You should I'll just whisper over to Bannofix, find out what they're talking about.
And he says, "Slick's office," and yeah, he takes you up. He takes you up to the same office where you've been interviewed before, where Aragin and Bannofix both pissed off this gangland leader guy. And he looks around and he closes the door and he says, "Yeah, geez, man, so much has been happening. What did you do to piss off the Binnel Hill Boys so much?"
Good question.
Sounds like you guys managed to do the same.
It's sort of started with the were rats, right? Sorry, the rats in the sewers where they tried to lock us downstairs, didn't it?
Yeah. So okay. So you tell him a whole lot of crap, and he's kind of interested, but then Dash doesn't 100% trust him, right? But he says, yeah, definitely. Like Richard did want to talk to you. Basically, the situation is, Richard knows that the Binnel Hill Boys don't like you, and we don't like them, and that kind of means there's no good reason why we shouldn't be friendly, right?
Yeah.
And he says, like, he goes out and he said, and when he comes back with some drinks and he says, "Yeah, I've sent a message. I'm trying to get him to come. It is late though, so I don't know if he'll be able to make it. But he wants to hear all your stuff, right? And so you spend about half an hour telling him. You don't necessarily tell him anything like sensitive.
I'm not going to reveal that it's Aragin and Maynard Ironhand. That's what it is, eh?
But you're just telling him stories about the nursemaid and that kind of stuff that you don't really feel you need to be that discreet about it.
No, when you came through Tarathian last time, we kept it real undercover. I didn't dob you in. And we got out before they figured out who you really were. So there was fake names used the whole way through, if I remember.
Okay.
But
then the door flies open.
They'll know who you are.
And Slick Dicky comes in.
The Binnel Hill
Boys. He says, "Oh, good. So you're back in town." He says, "Thanks, mate. you can go home now. And, and he sends off Richard. So now there's just you're just left with the Slick Dicky. And he says, yeah, so it's really late, so let's get down to business. What are you in town for?
Well, we're just getting some adjustments to armor, etc. But rumor around town is that you guys got a bit of a walloping down here and didn't do anything about it.
Well, haven't yet.
So we thought we'd come in.
Walloping is an exaggeration, right? I mean, these guys just came in to send a public message, but like the thing is, neither side is really escalating right now.
What about if some third party were to get involved, maybe?
This is well, I've got nothing against that. In fact, I'm wondering how I could help, and I've got an idea.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, what would you suggest? We're wondering about targeting the area.
Well, that's not, I mean, it's not hurting the Binnel Hill Boys directly, but I wouldn't complain.
Maybe something slightly more direct. I mean, we don't.
Why the area?
They know we're in town yet, so I think we want to get sort of surprise first mover advantage, because no doubt, as soon as they know we're here, they'll be trying to kill us again.
Well,
So I was wondering about that. Yeah, by the way, I kind of like know who you really are, right? And I'll tell you a bit about that. And there's some guy who's offering big money to talk to him.
I see.
Sorry, what was that? He's offering big money for what?
There was some guy offering big money to track you down. So like we never had any interest in you directly. So like I would quite like to know what that's all about.
What did he look like?
Nothing that special. Fairly long face, sideburns.
Did he have like a group of people with him?
Not when I met him, but let's just say he had credibility.
Okay. So yeah, I mean we're not sure who he is. What I'll say.
You didn't take
Okay.
him up on his offer.
This is yeah, we were going to, but we're like I assumed it was a simple kind of job. Like at the end of the day, you know, like I don't want to make enemies out of you guys. For the sake of some anonymous prick who's splashing some cash around. My main concern is the Binnel Hill Boys. And if you can help me and I can help you, that suits me fine. So you don't know, you got no idea why someone was looking for Aragin and Maynard.
It has something to do with our father.
Okay. Yeah, I had some stuff about up north. I don't really concern myself that much north, but it's to do with him. Okay.
We know they wanted us dead, but we don't know why.
Right. Oh well, it's not really any of my business. And so does the name Sweetheart mean anything to you?
It does.
Aha.
DM question, not arrogant asking, but that was one of Biter's mates, wasn't it? He's one of that crowd. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And he says, and does the name Biter mean anything to you?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And in that case, I'm pretty sure you know who Edward Garrett is, and Gutter Brown, and Sydney Garrett.
They're all part of the Binnel Hill Boys, aren't they?
I don't know if they are. I don't know if they're part of the Binnel Hill Boys or they're associated with them. I don't know if they're actually members, right? Like,
Medine, right?
I don't know what the Medine is, but like I don't know that whoever Medine is. No, like I don't know if they. I'm not saying they're part of the Binnel Hill Boys, but they're definitely associated with them. And I know that you guys had a fight with them.
We had a couple fights with them.
Okay. Now,
Kicked their ass in a tournament too.
In front of the crowd.
I don't necessarily want a full-on war with the Binnel Hill Boys, but if I could arrange it for you, that you had a private meeting with these guys, possibly a private meeting that they weren't expecting, would that be to your liking?
That would be very much to our liking.
Because I believe I can arrange that.
Now, given that what I'm getting at here is how can we trust you to set this up so there's not a half a dozen extra bastards coming at us with them? Why do you want them out of the way like we do?
Oh, obvious, right? Because I don't want a full-on war with the Binnel Hill Boys, but like this isn't a full-on war with the Binnel Hill Boys. This is like an indirect pay them back for, let's just say, they've been overstepping what's reasonable.
That sounds decent.
Bloody nose.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Why can you trust me? You can't trust me. I'm not asking you to trust me. I don't trust you. I'm not asking you to trust me. But in this particular instance, we've got we've got exactly the same interest. So I want to help you in any way I can. On other areas, I hope that potentially we can be useful to each other as well. Because I've got I don't want to. Like, you guys can obviously take care of yourselves. I've got no interest in picking fights with people like you. Like, I'm not trying to be nice. This is just like common sense, right? We all know the score.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I am. I kind of know who you are.
In common sense, I mean, you're
we
a
don't
smart
have
enough
to
man.
trust each other to be friends, right?
You're streetwise, and you can see that things have been on the up for us. And if it comes down to it, we'll pay you more than they will.
Pay me more for what? I'm not asking for any payment.
Well, no, exactly. But if it comes down to it, and you're thinking of betraying us, I was just letting you know it'd be more profitable to come to us first.
Okay. Like, I don't see why I'd ever want to betray you about anything. But like, maybe I'm missing something. That's fine. Okay, so the thing is, right? I can find out. I can find out. There are two places where they're often drinking, right? And my thinking was, if we get them towards the end of the night, when they're definitely there and they're not expecting it, sure, they'll have weapons, but they won't be expecting it. My thinking was you just go straight in there like a sledgehammer and fuck them up. I mean, maybe there's something more subtle. I'm pretty sure they won't be expecting that.
Not really known
Yeah,
for subtle.
but what's the when you say fuck them up, what sort of trouble might we get into if someone was to get grievously hurt?
Well,
we know the town guards aren't exactly.
I mean, what I was thinking was if you could go in there without like being identifiable. Now, obviously, there'll be guards and stuff. I mean, there'll be like just as like we've got guards, there will be guards. So the options are going straight through them or going around them. You're pretty resourceful, so I was kind of thinking, like I'll leave that part up to you. But one thing I can do from my end is I can find out when they're there. Because you don't want to go smashing your way in somewhere like the Binnel Bar with all your weapons and stuff, and it turns out that there's no one important there, right?
We also might be better off maybe surprising them when they're leaving, rather than a frontal assault on the building.
Yeah, because there'll be too many witnesses.
The guards.
That's a nice idea.
I'm going to be knocking some teeth out.
And
We just need to have a few people on the streets.
Well, my recommendation would be do a bit more than knocking some teeth in, right?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
My thinking was something a bit more permanent than knocking some teeth in.
Yeah, there might be some
pushing some daisies up.
Disablement.
Yeah, because what you don't want to do is fuck them up in a way where they can get back at your ladder, right? Like, just to be totally clear, the only thing that's worth doing is like removing them from the picture completely.
Oh, okay.
And something else I can tell you, they've got some equipment which is pretty attractive.
Well, that's just sealed the deal.
Sort of equipment.
And they always have weapons with them. I can't really help you about that, right? They never go anywhere without weapons. And basically, one thing else I can tell you is, I'm not saying they're part of the Binnel Hill Boys because, you don't. It's kind of like the Grasp. You don't just like turn up and join. You get more and more trusted over a long period of time. So if you want to become a full member, like it's not something where you can just turn up in Tarathian and no. But put it this way, the Binnel Hill Boys, like I don't know if you've heard this, but like the Watch basically have been told to keep away from these guys, and they're just doing whatever they want. They've been doing.
It's time to restore
they've
some.
Done jobs for Binnel Hill Boys.
So what's your plan to restore the balance?
Well, I think this would be a pretty good step towards restoring the old situation. But like I'm not even sure we can go back to that because things in Tarathian are just different now. Like we don't know how long the Duke's going to be around, maybe months, maybe years. But like when the Duke does die, it's pretty clear some of these big guys are getting ready for. They're getting ready for, let's say, an other than peaceful transfer of power. Now,
so if we're, I mean,
it's for the Grasp and the Binnel Hill Boys. The more we're worried about each other, the less money we're making. So that's, yeah, I don't want to war with them, but like taking out like Garrett's gang, that would be like a huge boon, right?
Few of their season
That knocks
tickets.
Binnel Hill Boys down a bit.
So we're thinking of sticking around for about a week because we've got a bit of business to do. Do you think we should kill these guys just before we bugger off, or should we do that over the next few days? Hope we're not seen, and try and target the Binnel Hill Boys directly with something as well before we leave.
Well, this is the thing, right? So the only way this would work, because I don't control their itinerary, right? So the only way with this would work would be if I find out when they're going somewhere, and I can get word to you quickly, because it's going to take a couple of hours, right? It's going to take a couple of hours before, in between, I learn of like they get observed going somewhere, and I can get a message to you, right? Someone's basically got to get back to me with that information. I can't guarantee when it's going to be. So if you've got business to take care of in town, then the two ways of doing that would be either you take care of your business and then you stay until we get a good time, or if you prefer, you take care of the business when you take care of it, and you just take the chance to pay these guys a visit. Like, I don't know if you're in disguise or however you want to do it.
Yeah, it might make sense to attend to our business first.
And then
Well, put it this way, right? Yeah, because
we
like,
might need to leave
if the
town
Binnel Hill
afterwards.
Boys want to kill you anyway. Yeah, but what's the difference?
Well, the difference is.
So they want to kill you anyway, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not fooling ourselves that we're going to take down the entire Binnel Hill gang. We're just going to take out some of their top guys. And then after that,
it's not even their top guys, you know. It's not even their top guys. That's the cool thing about it. If you get them, it's like not directly attacking the Binnel Hill Boys. It's like, say the Binnel Hill Boys killed me, right? Then it's like total war between the Grasp and Binnel Hill Boys. But it's not like that. It's like you're getting some guys who are they're dangerous, but they're on the periphery.
Just a heads up, I think I'll have to drop off reasonably quickly. I'll leave this all running though. Just message me when you're done. This noise is absolutely killing me, so I'm gonna go like put it into an ice bath or something.
Bastard.
Yeah, it's insane.
looks a bit red.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'll give it a few more minutes and then step away.
Yeah. Oh well, we could finish soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're not going to do anything else to target the Binnel Hill Boys, then we might as well see if we can lay low for most of the week, and then try and kill these guys and fuck off straight after we do.
Yep.
Just in case it goes wrong as well, because we don't have the greatest track record of.
Okay, so you can do that,
still
but then so if you do that, right? If you do that, then like I don't know how long you'll have to wait. Like once you're ready, okay? I don't know how long you'll have to wait before I can.
We can always change targets if they leave town or the opportunity doesn't present itself.
Okay. Okay, so where are you staying?
What is it? Is it the Tarathian Inn and Stables?
Yeah, okay.
Was it the Riverside Inn and Stables? What was it called? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it is. It's Tarathian. So he says, okay, so I'll work out, like I'll send someone to go and find you, right? Just so that we know where you are. And then how long before you're finished with other stuff you want to take care of?
We'll be done within the week. Well, in a week.
A week. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'll do, when I'll send someone to come and talk to you in about a week. And after a week, if you're finished then we're on, and you're just going to stay there until I can give you a day.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll be amazed if they don't find us first.
So one thing I want to say, right? Don't come back, like maybe this is stating the obvious, don't come back to Heroes Palace.
You mean today? This week?
I mean, like, yeah, because thing is, if this all works out really nicely and you can do this without getting identified, then man, that's 100% win.
There are
but if it turns out
there are other prostitutes, Dash. You don't have to get them elsewhere.
man,
Yeah, if we get identified, though, I understand you don't want to come back here.
oh, yeah. I'll if it turns out that you are identified and things go wrong or whatever, then obviously, like, we don't want it like obvious that you've been talking to me.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, yeah. So should we mention Jim? That it was actually Jim who suggested we come down here. He's a member of the. He is a member, isn't he?
No, he's not a member.
He's just on the money.
He's just been taking a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should probably mention him. So
yeah, we'll do drop him in.
That could be one part of one of our plans. Possibly is reasonably friendly with some of the town guards, so we could.
Oh yeah, he goes. Yeah,
borrow a uniform.
Yeah, that sergeant guy. Yeah, I've seen. I know you mean.
So we could.
Yeah, cool.
Potentially lift a few uniforms from them, or borrow a few uniforms from them to potentially make ourselves temporarily look like some of the town guards, which would be a surprise that we can disguise ourselves.
Or we could actually ask him to arrange to make sure that there was no other town guards around at the time that we're actually doing it, so that we don't get caught.
Well, I think the concern is probably more Binnel Hill Boy associates or whatever seeing us and identifying us. But yeah, that's not a bad idea as well. Seeing if we can.
If you have to kill some Binnel Hill Boys, then I mean that's fine with me.
Town guards are going to complain either.
So this is okay. This is not like necessarily a huge contribution, right? But like, what I can offer you is I can offer you accurate information about where they are, when. Okay. Is there anything else Is there anything else you want from me?
I think that's probably enough. One of the things we are going to have to do potentially is, depending on where they happen to be, there might not be an area where we could make a direct frontal assault. So we might be targeting where we think they're likely to go next, maybe on their way home. So might be.
Well, put it this way, right?
Waiting for them.
So the places I was thinking are places where, let's say, you can make that direct frontal assault. So there are two places. So there's a Binnel bar where you'd basically go charging in, maybe from two different directions. Now there'll be security, okay, but the security aren't going to be able to stop you if you.
Especially not if there was some sort of diversion.
Well, I mean, however you want to do it. So, like, that's one place, right? There are two. There's the front way in and there's the back way into the Binnel bar, and it says that even better is the airy. Now, the place where they'll go in the area is upstairs. and if they go upstairs, they're pretty much trapped. So, so ideally, you'll take them by surprise. But even if you can't get them by surprise, they probably won't be able to escape. And the other thing is, they're not the kind of guys who are going to be looking to escape. Now, they will have the weapons, but if you can, if you can come up with some kind of plan to get in, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It will be last minute. So I don't know. Maybe you want to go and suss out these places first. Go and case them.
I definitely want to burn it down.
Yeah, well, if they're upstairs, bloody fucking throw a Molotov through the door and wait for them to come out.
Can you
Yeah, but there's stone buildings. I don't know if you'll be able to build them down, burn them down. But what you could basically do is just charge in and attack them, and they'll be hopefully they'll have had plenty of drinks. If you catch them by surprise, you'll have a huge advantage, right?
But the thing is, this is how do we do this without getting seen by half of the group of criminals? We need something more stealthy.
Well, you want some masks? The thing is, you will be seen, but it doesn't mean you'll be identified, right? So if you want some masks, I can get that for you. No problem.
Yeah, it's the weapons as well.
The thing is, if we're leaving afterwards, the Binnel Hill Boys already want us dead.
Yeah.
Fuck them up, take off.
They do. They want you dead. So you just do it and then you fuck off. Or you do it and you don't fuck off. It doesn't really, at the end of the day, once it's done.
Might just have to kill them all.
The only thing is, right? So this is.
I'll just say it, real cash.
Yeah. So this is the other advantage of be doing it early is if you're in town, right? Sooner or later they're probably going to hear that you're here. Unless you're hiding in your room the whole time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you really want surprise, then sooner the better.
Yep.
So which way do you want to do it?
Well, I think we still need to wait, and we'll take off afterwards, depending on how it goes. But we're going to keep a low profile until then, or fairly low. We'll try.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll send some guy to go and find you, just so we know where you are as soon as possible, and then after that, what do you want? Masks? Is there anything else you need from us?
I don't think masks gonna.
We can.
Well, a couple of masks.
Yeah.
We can do a bit of disguise. It's worth.
Can I have one of those fancy ones from the masquerade ball with the feather up the side?
Yeah, I reckon. Even if the rest of you aren't using masks, he should. Yeah, well, we'll get you masks, okay? And that's it. Nothing else you want?
That's good.
Cloaks.
Cloaks.
You want
some cloaks, masks?
Yeah.
I'll get you some poison too.
Oh,
because why not?
Yeah.
Says, yeah. The way I was thinking is, they're not going to be expecting it, right? You're going to have time to do that before you go steaming in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you, but I'd recommend it. I mean, why not?
Sensible.
Yep, some of that purple worm poison.
Yeah, and if this works out, the grasp won't forget.
Good.
We'll get it done.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Yeah, is there any like top person at the Binnel Hill Boys that you want us to go after? Like, or you just rather us not really go after them at all?
And no, probably best not to, because I mean, if you run into them, that's cool. But like, if you're actually trying to track someone down, then it's not going to be that easy to get someone like senior. And
Unless they just
and it's just going to attract more attention, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it worth sending in some extra brute squad of your own to give us a hand to make sure none of them get out alive?
Probably be dangerous.
That'll lead to open war.
Well,
Yeah.
it's basically their side of town. So I was thinking, you know, like a group the size of you guys is kind of pretty good, but like when they came here, they had 20 guys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or something like that.
A mob.
We might go and do that, but not right now. The more people who go, the less chance it is you'll be able to surprise them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do want some backup, like we could do it. Like I was thinking it would be best not to, but like if that's how you want to do it, we can get you some backup.
No, I think it's best that we don't drag the grasp and the Binnel Hill Boys into open war if we're not sticking around afterwards.
So you definitely want to wait for a whole week before you do this, right?
Yep.
We can lay
Okay.
low for a week.
Okay, cool. Anything else we need to discuss?
We just need some paint for our wagon. We've got a wagon that we want to paint up, and since we're going to be laying low for the next week, can you send some paint up with that guy of yours?
Some paint for a wood wagon?
Yeah, sort of
Yeah,
like a carriage.
I can do that.
We're good.
Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe someone
No
to come
problem.
and paint our carriage for us.
Yeah. Make sure they're a decent
you want me to
craftsman.
send someone to paint a wagon.
Paint a carriage.
I think we can find someone, unless you know some skilled craftsmen.
You know, I can organize that for you.
Very good.
Yeah, I can organize that. Cool.
Rub.
So-
Paint my carriage.
Well, I thought Dash was about to ask where the homely women were who didn't
Maybe-
mind being
maybe-
disappointed
maybe if
sexually.
Send a couple of your women as well.
Yeah. The
Okay, so
ones that don't mind little
what-
peggers.
okay, so he says, gentlemen, I'm going home now. Do you want to stay at Heroes Palace and go home in the morning since you're already here? Or you're going right away?
I think our business here is done.
Off.
I think so.
We'll lay low.
And so am I. Do you want me to leave all this running?
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
shall we
finished.
finish here?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Neil's obviously not feeling too well as well. Are you on some antibiotics?
Nah.
No, I meant Stu.
No.
The one with the infection.
No, I've been
Do you
trying
need
to.
some?
I think so. I've been trying to ride out for a couple of days. If it doesn't sort itself tomorrow, then I'll have to do one of those virtual.
Yeah, if it's
doctor things.
painful, you should definitely, Because I remember when I got the infection in the nose and I went in, they were like, "Oh, we could just give you some of the antibiotic cream," but they're like, "It's really close to your brain when it's in your face,
Yeah.
so we'll give you the pills." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, give me the pills."
Yeah, that was. I've had it.
And
I've
my
had
nose
it,
wasn't that fucking red.
yeah, I've had it before, and it's
Okay,
turned
yeah,
around.
it's probably different.
I've never had that happen. I must feel quite lucky.
Yeah, it's
It's probably because you don't snort cocaine.
It's probably because I do it.
Yeah, it's killing all the all the bacteria.
No, he doesn't. I'm going to stop the recording
Oh,
now.
of course I don't.